There we go. What's the motherfucking deal? Welcome to the Den. If you are not familiar with the Den, I did not put any tags on this video. If you're not familiar with the Den is a community of the most saint-like people to ever grace the planet. An international community of angels, if you will. Not even close, but the Den is a community of people who are, not afraid to be honest about their opinion, mostly. And again, don't forget, the Den is not only on YouTube. Make sure you join the Discord. You gotta be on it in the Discord, because some things happen in the Discord. If you weren't there, you just kind of missed it. Gee Willikers, it was quite entertaining. So, let's get into it. Let's see who we got joining us, and then let's get into a nice conversation. We're going to talk about anti-social distancing. The lovely Miss Jacera, how are you doing? Heidi. Hello, Heidi. You heard this show is racist. Interesting. 17, what's the motherfucking deal? John, my favorite New Yorker, what's the motherfucking deal? And I hope all is well. Miss Bell, how are you this evening, ma'am? If you heard that, you really, I haven't watched, man, y'all don't understand. I cannot, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch stuff, and I'm gonna drop a recorded dead video tomorrow. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna watch some things, and I'm going to have opinions on those things, and I'm going to talk about my opinions on those things on a recorded video. I got something in my eye. Tomorrow. I don't know what things, but I'll find some things. But that has to be a shit show, right? Talking to fucking Biden 1 minute, and then the next minute she's fucking giving women personal hygiene tips. So there's that. We're going to talk about anti-social distancing, right? And this is not me being anti-social, don't social distance. I'm not that. That's not what I'm talking about. It's like a play on words again, because like I say, now with the way people have been pushed apart for so long, for several months now, and a lot of people are not interacting. A lot of people are isolating, right? And we already live in a society where, people don't really interact like that on the same level, like the way we do things. Everything is done digitally already, for the most part. So we're not going out and interacting. And then now we're being told when you have to go out physically. Yeah. You gotta stay 6 feet away from people, right? What did it used to be in school? The ruler rule or 6 inches rule, something like that. Whisper voice, you know what I'm saying? Like use your 6-inch voice, something crazy. Maybe only my teacher said that. And now that I say it out loud, it sounds really questionable, right? So I already know somebody's gonna say something. I know somebody's gonna say something crazy, but not 6 feet, right? And I'm gonna tell you, right? I'm over 6 feet tall. I have a very difficult time, trying to figure out exactly where 6 feet is. It looks different everywhere you go, right? So now the kids are going back to school. Some of them. And I posted a video in the Discord. If you didn't see it, I posted just not that long ago. If you didn't see it, good grief. Yeah. Kids and this video school shit, it's gonna be real bad. God. I just saw some video. It was a guy, his little brother was in the video school, and he was smoking a blunt behind him and talking shit to the guy's teacher. So Yeah, and talked about the one where the little girl's mom got shot while she was in her little Zoom school, right? And I think something hit the fucking computer she was on. Hopefully, it wasn't a bullet. Um, Seen another one. There was another one of a mom walking in the Zoom school, rolling up a blunt, and didn't realize she was on camera. You have that, right? So you're interacting, but it's not really with other kids, and kids are in that developmental age. Kids are in that age, well, depending on what age, I mean, but still, even they're doing that. You're learning how to socialize, right? You're learning how to interact. You're learning who you are. But you don't even have the opportunity to really do that. Now, the sports are being taken away. You know, you're in these classrooms where you're almost, it's almost like ISS. Like, did anybody, I know this may surprise some of you who may not have been in the den as long as others. Um, but I went to ISS once or twice. Right? I went to ISS like one or two times in my school career. Right? Uh, Maybe one or two times a grading period. But anyway, um, my thing is this, right? It's almost like the kids are in ISS. Now, I'm not saying they can't talk and they can't do this and that. Hey, you don't get to get all your work up front. That was the cool thing about ISS. Like, when they knew how long you had to be in there, like, your teachers just said all your work. You just do it and be done with that shit. Um, and then you find out you get back to class, like, the motherfuckers ain't even done shit, so you like ahead of the game, you ain't even got to do this shit. That was like a win, right? Um, but like that's what it seems like. That's what it looks like. You know, seeing pictures and images. And again, there's so many memes and so many things on here. You got to be careful about like a lot of the shit you see, a lot of the shit that you're spreading. You know, but again, do whatever the fuck you want to do, right? Like at this point, I've kind of taken the prepaid principle, right? Say that, say that fucking three times fast. I'm applying the prepaid principle, right? And what I mean by that is that remember a while back we had a conversation. We were having a conversation about the transgender. I still get it wrong, right? I like. I don't know. Is it the gender you're becoming? Is you the transgender that? Transgender women, right? Yeah. I think that's it. Biological women. Okay. So the transgender women, transgender kid, whatever the fuck. Anyway, taking over girls running track, and then there's another story of in college too. Went from being the worst dude to the best female in one season, but anyway. But Prepare said something along the lines, if I'm not mistaken, like basically, just let them have it, just let them destroy, just let them ruin everything, right? Like that's where I am in society today. Like just watching everything. And you know what I think we're going to talk about tomorrow? I've been saying like nah, but tomorrow we're gonna talk about the worst ism in America right now. You know, and some people say ageism is rampant. Some people say sexism is terrible. We finally got a female vice presidential candidate who's black on Tuesdays. Some people say racism. Some people say racism is dead. Some people say racism is rampant. You know, you can have your own opinion on all of these things, and you may be right, you may be wrong, right? But mascism is the worst ism out there right now. And we're going to talk about mascism tomorrow. We're going to get into that because we need to speak on it. It needs to be spoken on. So, getting back to it, like we're just in this situation, right? We're just in a place where people, like I say, isolated. Adults are already kind of isolated. The children in these developmental ages are being told to isolate. Don't go near these kids and don't do that. But then, right, you have all of this stuff going on, and you don't know, like, because you're hearing all these reports. Well, I think here in Harris County they just had something, miscalculated reports, miscalculated numbers, right? False positives, people who never took the test. I don't want to get into. I'm not going to get into any kind of conspiracy theory. We know how YouTube likes to do those type of videos. I'm not going to do it here on YouTube, at least. But I think we're gonna have to talk about something in the Discord, right? What the hell are you talking about? You say you cook because we have everyone listening to the living room TV. Well, howdy to everyone in the Sarah household. But like I'm saying, it's like a situation where, again, like I say, it's messed up because the kids are getting kind of the short end of the stick. And that's the thing. I'm trying to stick to the subject, right? But I'll be honest. I might be making bad judgments. Okay. It's like 11 in the thing it says. So I'm going to talk a little bit longer because I feel like even if we do get calls, there may be some space there. So then we'll take some calls. I'm going to talk about some things. I have to rant, right? I'm trying to stay on track, but I have to rant. I must rant. I will rant. And Heidi is a terrible person, right? So there's been a lot of this stuff going on with the Save Our Children, right? Yeah, I know how I feel about that because I feel like, the youth, like I said, one thing you can't recreate. Once you lose your innocence, it's a wrap. And, everybody's preying on people these days. And so, in theory, this thing sounds cool, right? Like, not cool, but it's like, yeah, save the kids. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. But I'm just cautious now of these movements that just pop up like out of nowhere. Like at this point you almost have to be. You have to be extra cautious of everything, right? So I don't know, man. Because it's like this whole stuff is going on. But like who knows what? Like where are they going? Where is this happening? Because like I said, I don't think I know anybody personally. I'm not gonna say nobody knows. Like this stuff happens. You see it all the time. I don't think people are just making up that people are missing. Like people used to be on milk cartons and shit. They used to send those little mailers with the fucking age progression shit. Like what they think they look like. And so, but I just wonder, man, like, if everything in these numbers that are very significant numbers are true, and the things that you would assume and people are suggesting and that are going on and is happening, like I've always thought the world has its problems. It's a bad place, but it's a wonderful place too. Like I think there is an opposite. Everything has it's equal in an opposite. Um, but where that equal and opposite, this thing, it doesn't kind of, it's not direct. If you know what I'm saying, it's not like it's somewhere on Earth. Is what I'm saying. I think that there's something balances out everything else. So I think there's a lot of bad on this planet, but I think there's a lot of good. Like, and I think there's some amazing too. There's like wonderful people out there. Like it is. You just hear certain things sometimes, and it's just like, damn, there's still good in people. So I don't doubt that. But at the same time, there are very vile, sick, disgusting people, right? But I like to think that, people got some kind of standard, some kind of code about themselves. Like, just don't fuck with kids, right? But I know that there's certain people who are going to violate, they're going to break the rules. You hear these stories about this person, that person, this person, that person. And you're like, yeah, it's a problem. But then when you think about the numbers of these kids that are going missing, you realize that it might be like a much bigger problem than I want to fucking think about. Like, is the Earth that fucking, is the planet that fucking disgusting? Are people here that fucking sick? Or that many people that fucking sick? So, anywho, OG Mr. Keith, what's the motherfucking deal? Evie, yeah, what's the motherfucking deal? Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm questioning everything. Shout out to Broderick. I was watching Tommy for a little bit right before the stream with the Judge Joe Brown thing, and he was talking about Tina. Tina was beating up on Ike and shit. That's crazy stuff. Kay Grace, how you doing? What's going on, ma'am? But like I say, for all the bad, there is good. But just to think of these numbers and to not even try to, I guess, quantify it into, I don't know, whatever. It's worrisome, man. So, but again, like I said, just this hashtag save our children, the things that are going, like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm always suspicious of, I'm always suspect of groups and organizations, no matter what. Like, I'm always kind of like questioning them. But when just certain things just pop up out of nowhere, and then again, we live in this world full of hashtag activism, and it's just, I don't know, man. I don't fucking know, but I got questions. Anyway, there was something else. I think I wanted to discuss. I don't even think it's in this notebook. How are you lovely people this evening? So I started doing this thing. I'm going to start trying to be more organized in my morning. So I'm getting up about like an hour earlier. And it's like, I think I might have been talking to Big M about it in the thing, but it's like this guy talks about, they talk about all the things that, successful people do. And there's like 6 things. I don't have them written down in front of me. So I'm going to start doing a little bit of each one of these things in the mornings. I'm going to see how it's like an experiment, to see how this plays out. It's Kenneth. Hello, Kenneth. You're a terrible personality. So, with that really being said, I had, like I said, something, I don't know where the other notebook is. Things that have happened. Something happened this weekend. A lot of things happened this weekend, of course. But I feel like there was something that took place that needs to be talked about. So the college accepting all the students. Maybe it'll help them. But like I said, it's just like, This whole thing has people losing their minds. You know what, damn it, we're going to talk about the masochism right now. You know, like I said, it has everybody losing their minds. And you have these numbers, you have these places coming out saying, well, maybe these numbers were skewed a little bit. Then you have this misinformation from all of these experts. Wear the mask, don't wear the mask, wear the mask. It helps. It's airborne. It flies. It fucking, you know, lots of different stuff. A lot of confusion, a lot of misinformation. And now we have people acting crazy on both sides, right? And so, how long does this go on? Like, what is the lasting effect of all of this? Even on the kids, as I'm talking about earlier with the anti-social distancing. Like, does this only happen during school? You know, especially like for those with these developmental years, and they never develop that habit. How long does this happen? There's a new strain out somewhere in Southeast Asia, right? It's mutated. So now this mutated strain, what happens now? It's significantly more infectious, right? Well, is it so infectious that this new virus vaccine doesn't work? Is it so infectious that, the symptoms are deadlier? Or are you just more likely to get it, but probably exude the same symptoms, right? I think we've created a situation where, or the government's created a situation where they can do this anytime they want to. Like, this is the new way of life. This is moving forward. Expect something like this to happen every few years. I don't even. This is going to be to the point where it's not even a election year. Frost, what's the motherfucking deal? What? Texas not asked for SAT or ACT scores? Stop the nonsense. Stop. I'm finna go back to school. Fuck it. Maybe they might not check nothing. I'll be like, yeah, hey, I'll let your boy. November 3rd. You think it's over? It's a wrap. Who has the cure, Heidi? Who cures the plague, if you will? So, with that being said, I guess we can open up the line. See if we want to take some calls. And, what? I don't believe you, Heidi. I don't believe anything you say. I believe you're not Argentinian. You're a Chinese bot. Let's see. I really feel like there was something I told myself over the weekend. Like, I'm going to talk about this in the den. And, of course, I didn't write it down. Charge it. It is what it is. Oh, it's the wrong thing, no wonder. I'm gonna run it with Scotty a little bit earlier. Well, this morning. I think ever since the move, he's been a bit more active, having a yard to get out in and shit. Seems to be a bit happier. Just take his lazy ass outside and go lay in the sun. Yeah, he sprinted for a nice little while. Let's see. Okay. That's weird. Sometimes there's some strange call or something that I have no idea why I call that number or why I call that line. But anyway. All right. So, I'll get the line in order. That's the number 855-948-0369 is the den line. If you got something that's on your mind, you want to talk about anti-social distancing. Do you think that social distancing will create a social interaction problem in America, if not now or for future generations? Do we already have a social interaction problem, right? And I think that works on many levels, right? I mean, we can talk about just people in general don't associate. Uh, Men and women don't understand each other. The races don't understand each other. You know, motherfuckers from opposite sides of town don't even like each other. I think there's lots of issues socially that we as Americans must take a lot. I mean, we as citizens of the world. I mean, I guess it's not just an American thing. I think just the world as a whole is a little bit different. I think technology has, removed the need or the inspiration to go and meet like new people physically because you get that same interaction, I guess. But like at some point, you think you think you kind of want to hang out with people, right? You think you like want to be around people, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Um, I don't know. Me personally, when it comes to the social distancing thing, I am concerned. And again, because we're getting to this method now where everybody's going to be like, well, let's just do everything remotely. Because when you open up an opportunity for somebody, when you open up Pandora's box, you can't put Pandora back in the box. She only comes out of the box. She doesn't go back in. Um, Now it's going to be like, well, why not? Corona or not, right? Like, and depending on who gets in, when, and where, don't judge me. That's the right flavor. Um, Depending on who gets in, when, and where, well, this thing might become an option, right? And let's be honest, a lot of these kids don't have people at home who are capable of helping them with their education, or they don't have people at home because these people may be capable of helping them with their education, but they're not available to assist them with the education. Depending on what you're talking about, or even if you're talking about people who are doing well for themselves, it's just like I said, it's still another set of issues to deal with this whole online school thing. Um, like fucking hair. Like, can you get bullied in an online class? Like, is that a thing? Is that cyberbullying or is that normal bullying? If you get bullied in an online class, like, how does that thing work, right? Like, what happens if you? Never mind. I don't want to give anybody bad ideas. So, again, like I say, it's just those accomplishments that are being taken away. Like I said, if there's no sports, if sports are limited, just those feelings, those moments that you never get back, right? Imagine being a high school athlete, and being able to play for a crowd of fans, making plays and things like that. getting your name called over the fucking PA thing. Um, that's something, right? Like, not to get to miss out on that. I don't know, but a lot of kids are soft now. Anyway, they don't even play sports. They don't even engage in these kind of things. So it doesn't matter, It's like, yeah, and so, but what happens now, right, is now that you made the standards, the access. Let me see. What is the barrier of entry? No, I don't know what happened. It's not fucking spicy garlic chicken. I know that. That was last night. I fucking accidentally touched my eye with that fucking spicy garlic chicken fucking shit, and it was very uncomfortable. But they're going to lower the standards, right? They're going to lower the standards and everything. So now that the barrier of entry is lower, well, now we got to make sure the percentages are right. So if you're letting less intelligent people or less capable people, whether it's intelligence, whether it's work ethic, whether it's just will, whatever it may be, right? That's keeping them from being able to do whatever they need to, right? Like, once you lower the barrier of entry for everything, now you're like, since all these people have gotten in, the numbers are dropping. But we need shit to look a certain way, so we have to drop the difficulty of things. So those percentages of success, that success rate, those numbers can come back up. Otherwise you're going to have these high dropout rates or whatever else it may be. So it's like the dumbing down is coming. And this is another effect of what? I forgot the ringer's on. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
It's the one and only Honcho. How are you?
I'm doing well, Miss Grace. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Okay, listen. Remember when I called a few weeks ago and I said with this social distancing, it's causing people to be antisocial. People are not going near each other. They're afraid if you try to say something to them, you might shoot some AIDS at them or something, let alone corona. People are punching each other in the faces. They're punching people in the face if they don't have a mask. They're punching people and fighting people if they do have a mask. They have lost their ever-loving minds.
Yes.
And I was thinking, I said, when I was coming up, there used to be smoking and non-smoking in restaurants and on airplanes and things. You could still smell some of the smoke. Usually the smokers, they were seated in the back. Maybe they need to do something where they have places where you have the choice of mask or no mask. It's your choice.
Yeah.
I started back to the gym yesterday. And I called up because, first of all, I got up in the middle of the night because, the cat's been sick. And so I was looking at my bank account, and I'm like, okay, they started taking money out of my account again for the gym. So I got up yesterday morning, and I called them up. And I asked them, how is this going to be working? Because I like my classes and things. And they said, no, you come in, we take your temperature, we ask a few questions, you use the hand sanitizer, you have to come in with a mask. But when you go upstairs, it's your choice if you want to keep the mask on or not. Boy, we took the mask off up there like we were strip teasing. I took mine off and swung it around my head like a helicopter and said, woo! Yes, I did. Man, there was one person that had a mask on. All the juice heads were in there. All the people that are into health and fitness and working hard, we were on there and we were working out, and I felt so normal. It felt so good to do. Let it be our choice. If somebody else is scared, fine, I respect that, and I put on masks to make people happy. But I don't appreciate having to wear a mask all the time.
Yeah.
Even on the airplane, I don't appreciate. I took a 2.5-hour flight not too long ago, and I had to have the mask on. And when I was getting on the plane, You know what I mean? I had the mask over the tip of my nose a little bit sticking out, and the flight attendant says, "Excuse me, ma'am, could you put that all the way up, please?" And so I sat down, and you know how the plane has to reach a certain altitude before they come around and pass around the little snacks or even give you water.
Yeah.
I mean, I have water all the time. You know, but when I was going through all the kiosks at the airport and everything were closed, I'm like, what the heck? I can't even buy a bottle of water.
Yeah.
Therefore, I had to sit on that plane for like at least 30 minutes until we got in the air. I got a hot flash. I'm sweating. I'm feeling aggravated, like I can't breathe. So I said, okay. They said, as long as you're eating or drinking, you don't have to have the mask on. They came around with that one of those little tiny pop belly bottles of water.
Mm-hmm.
I nursed that sucker. I nursed that thing like it was Dom Perignon for the next 2 hours. So if anybody said anything, there was a little drop. I don't care if it was backwash. I'm drinking my water. Yeah, that way I could keep the mask off. And then I sat there and ate the little crackers and cookies, kept the mask off. Then I started chewing gum, kept the mask off. Then when I ran out of gum and everything to eat, I started moving my mouth like a cow, looking like I was chewing, so that I didn't have to put that goddamn mask back on. You know, and my granddaughter says, Grammy has become like, you know what I mean, like a black Karen. You know, not that I'm cussing out anybody, but I said, no, I ripped that sucker off as soon as I'm the only one. If people read my lips, I'm swearing in the parking lots, you know, because I don't appreciate it. The other thing is, my vet, I went to the vet yesterday, and he said that he's lost 4 people. And I thought maybe that they died of corona. He said no. When I said we were opening back up, you know what I mean, and, you know, we're going to let the people in, and we'll have the shields up. You know, these young people said, oh, no, we can't do that. We're not accepting that. So he said he lost 3 technicians and 1 veterinarian because they said they're not doing it. You know, I went in. They put a little shower curtain around me while I'm watching them with my cat and things. Today I had to go back a second time. You know, you had to sit in the car. You know, such confusion. You know what I mean? Because you have to, like, call them up. You know what I mean? And then they're calling the house. You know what I mean? And my son said, no, my mother's in the parking lot. Her cell phone number is, you know what I mean? And then they're calling my daughter's cell phone number because she took the cat the other day. You know what I mean? I said, what a mix-up. It's causing people to do 3 times the amount of their job trying to call and get numbers straight. You know, it was just a mess. Also, teachers don't want to go to work. These teachers that don't want to go to work are the teachers that didn't want to go to work in the first place. They're using this as an excuse not to go to work because they don't want to have to deal with those badass kids and all that bullshit. I'm going to say it. Yeah, I said it. And then the people that don't want their kids to go back to school, I'm going to tell you, Honcho, it's the people that their kids were fuck-ups in school anyway. And they didn't do their jobs with their kids. All the people that I know that want their kids to go back to school, those are the parents that do their jobs with their kids, and their kids excelled in school. All of those want their kids to go back. So therefore, these are the same people, you mean, that are okay with sitting home and collecting a check. They don't want to go to work. These are the same people that didn't give a damn that jobs were created for us because they didn't want jobs. There was a certain group of people that wanted to stay home, and there was another group of people that wanted to go to work. Don't let me have to call who those people are. You know, there's distinctions between the 2 groups of people. You know, between the people that want to work hard and get their own. I'd rather go to work and make more money than to sit at home and get a drop in the bucket. You know what I mean? And then there's a whole group of people, the crab in the barrel kind of people, that they haven't done shit with their lives and they haven't excelled, so they don't want to see anybody else. So now that everybody else got to sit home with them, they feel delighted, like we're all equal. They're gloating.
Yeah.
They're gloating. You know, and it's not like home every day. You know what I mean? These kids, these people don't want to be constructive. They don't want to be productive. They just want to stay home. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. If people can get out there and protest, then why can't they go to church? If these politicians are out there painting Black Lives Matters in front of Trump Towers to be petty, then how are they going to see if they can't light up, you know what I mean, the 9/11 tower? It doesn't even make sense. So when I listen to people, yes, we have to proceed with some caution, but you also need to proceed with some common sense. And I, for one, I'm not doing it, and I'm in the high-risk area. I asked my granddaughter, because Jen was talking about how it's affecting her little girl. And I said, my granddaughter seems to be okay with it. You know what I mean? She went to go sleep at a friend's house. What she said to me is that she misses going to Florida and going to Belize. She misses it. We can't go anywhere. And now our governor in Massachusetts, Governor Baker, he's not letting people even come from Rhode Island into Massachusetts. My Uncle Frank Grace died the other day. My cousin Clotel was trying to come in, and they stopped, and she got a ticket.
Wow.
And then, I told you I went to my friend's birthday party the other day, you know what I mean? And I heard one of the girls, Sandra, said, oh, yeah, I had to switch cars with my daughter, so I drove my daughter's car in. So I said, Sandra, you mean, what happened to your car? What's wrong with your car? She said, oh, nothing. Your governor won't let any Rhode Island plates in here, so I had to take my daughter and I had to switch cars so that I could drive in with a Massachusetts plate, or I would have gotten into trouble.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's crazy. And like I said, we were afraid last week when we went to Atlantic City and Wildwood, in New Jersey, because they said, I told my son, I said, you've been here from California since the 17th. Make sure you have your plane ticket, on your cell phone, so in case we get stopped. I feel like I'm in Russia back in the day.
That's
You mean that you can prove to them that you've been in Massachusetts and quarantined for at least 14 days. So my neighbors said, well, we're going to Atlantic City and we're going that way. We don't know if we'll be able to do it. They asked me, did anybody stop you? I said, no one stopped us at all. But they said they are setting up roadblocks and things like that.
That's yeah. I mean, this is only the beginning, and it's so crazy because I guess when you're like in the middle of it, you wonder how things happen back then to different groups of people. How did they, let this happen? How did they let the government get away with it? I think we're seeing some of that right before our very eyes.
Yes. That people are willing to give up their individual freedoms. You mean just to sit at home and get a little check and some extra grub stubs and things. I'm telling you that a lot of people would rather do it. I want to be out and about. I do not like being stuck. I'm going out the house, but I can't leave the country. I can just about leave the state. And I don't like this feeling. And I think it's pretty sad. I want the world to be better. For my kids to continue in and for my granddaughter to grow up in. She's not going to be starting school until the end of September. But we don't know how that's going to go because I'm hearing about these kids starting, and then all of a sudden they're telling them all to go home and just do it online. Oh, and the other thing is about the colleges taking everybody. Yes, they are.
Really?
They're taking the dumbest kids that weren't motivated, didn't do anything in school at all for the last 9 years. That colleges have taken them. So it's low expectations. It's going to make it worse. I don't know if I told you, even going to the veterinarian, when I deal with the young people, they gave my cat an examination up his butt, but they ram it up there. I had to call and say, excuse me, I need to see the head honcho. I need to talk to the top doctor. He's 70 years old. When I go to stores and things, I would rather deal with the older people than to deal with the young people. The only time I want to deal with the young people is if they're going to teach me something about technology. But as far as customer service and doing things like that, they'll do the same thing, but they do it differently. So I'm still going to go to the older people because they take things more seriously. They have better work ethics. And this new generation also, we would sit and get a job and keep the job for like 30, 40 years. There's no longevity. These kids are working jobs 4 or 5 years, and they're going to another place, So how are they ever going to build up anything for a pension or whatever? The country's going to end up taking care of them. And so it's just frightening to me, disheartening, and really sad to me that it seems our country seems to be slipping away. And people are okay with it. Too many people are okay with it. There's a certain class or certain kind of people that are okay with it. We're not all okay with it. Because I believe in capitalism. I believe in working hard. I don't believe in excuses. But the people that believe in just the opposite of me, let me lay back. I have all the time in the world. And those are the same people that aren't doing anything else. Like if you sit there during this pandemic, if you haven't gotten a side hustle, you haven't learned something else, you haven't learned another language or something like that there, it's not that you didn't have time, you just weren't motivated.
No.
And you saw, I don't believe in masks, but you saw, Honcho, all the masks I was making.
Yeah.
I made over $400 in less than 2 weeks selling masks.
Yes, that's what's happening. Then you have to take advantage of the situation, adapt to the situation.
Exactly. Yeah, really. You know what I mean? You look around, anything that happens, I see money. There's a way to make money. When we're coming back from Atlantic City the other day, I was talking about my kid's creativity, and my son's a writer and things, and he writes for popular game shows on television. You know what I mean? So we're talking, and so my son says, I said, yeah, we're all creative in our own way. My son goes, Mommy, you're creative at hustling. And so he said, you what? You're creative at hustling. I'll stand in the room and look around, and there's money, money, money everywhere. You know, grab it, get it. And I'm not even money hungry. Get it, little bits of money. You know what I mean? Get some here, get some there, get the big one there, just get it. It's there. You can do it. You know, but some people rather just sit back and not do anything, including in this pandemic, and just wait it out and act like things are going to get better. It's not going to get better. You mean after this here, they have weaponized this coronavirus. Yes, I believe it does exist, but it exists like tuberculosis and all of the other viruses and things that came out in pandemics and epidemics. You know, but they weaponized this. And after they weaponized this one and they saw how people will fall into place, then they're going to weaponize another one and another one. You know, any questions for me? Yeah, you can see, and it's sad. It's sad. You know, it's sad. I've been around. And then another thing, a lot of the people that don't care and think America isn't great, their asses haven't been anywhere. You know, I've been to over 20 different countries, you know what I mean, and our country was always still the greatest. You know, everybody was sneaking to come in here. We don't sneak to go anywhere to live. They were sneaking in here. You know, these people haven't been anywhere. And I heard in the last year, like some callers were calling, some of the Den members said, you know, I would like to travel. If you get the opportunity to do it, if that's what you want to do, you better jump on it as soon as you can while it's open to do so, because you know what, they're going to shut down the world. You know, and then nobody's going to want an American in there.
Yeah, that's going to be the crazy part. That's going to be the crazy part.
It is. And, you know, and Honcho, and it's the same people. Like I said, everybody put on weight with the pandemic, and I said this was going to happen. You know, we all did, except for like one person. You know who he is.
Yeah.
Everything it doesn't put on weight, but all of us did. But I said, instead of sitting there, we knew this was going to happen. You shouldn't be so big and so sick and things like that there. You're grown. You knew this was going to happen. Exercise. If you can't exercise, eat better. Take some walks. Do something. If you put on a little weight, that's one thing. But there's no reason for anybody to just let themselves totally go because they have time to sit around and sleep in late and do absolutely nothing and play on the technology and things like that. You know, but you have grown-ups that are doing this, not just the kids. You have grown-ups doing it as well. You know, so I don't know. But I know some people are hearing me right now. They probably hate my guts, and I don't care.
Yeah, that'll be all right. That'll be okay.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You know, I'm not here to make friends with Kool-Aid. I'm not one of those people that tries to make friends with everybody. I don't do that. My circle is so small. You know? But, yes, but I love some of these in here anyway. But, no questions for me, Mr. Honcho?
No, ma'am. I don't think I have any questions.
Okay, well, then you have a good one, and thank you for taking my call.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate you calling and sharing your thoughts with us this evening, Miss Grace.
Okay.
Yeah, you have a good evening. Bye-bye. Always good to talk to Miss Grace. I was trying to get it before it beeped. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Hello, Mr. Honcho. Frost here.
Mr. Frost. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Good, sir. And like I said, I already know there's a person or two in the chat probably going, oh, here this dude again. But the thing is, I don't give a shit.
Good. You should. That's how you should feel. Well, do you have an issue with social distancing?
Well, social distancing, that's mostly like a yes and a no. Well, the thing about it's mostly kind of a yes. It's mostly kind of a yes, just because it mostly kind of, like I said, I mean, I don't have a problem with it because with this whole COVID stuff going around, it's best to keep people. It's best that you do keep people in arm's length so you don't spread it. But on the I really don't have a problem with it. And as far as taking that to school, now that's mostly a yes and no. It can mostly be a bad thing because you risk alienating your kids from their friends and stuff. But at the same time, it can also be a good thing because it'll lessen bullying.
You think so?
Yes, I said because the fact that kids have a reason to stay away from each other, a lot less kids will get messed with.
Okay. I don't know. I think bullies just, bullies are rule breakers. So if they're gonna bully, I don't think they're gonna be following the proper social distancing protocols anyway. They're gonna get in trouble no matter what. So I mean, I think if they're gonna bully, they're just gonna bully. But I mean, it could. I mean, maybe to make it easier to spot if you see motherfuckers out of place. So it could help with the. It could be. It could help with the bullying problem. Okay. So what happens now? Do you think this is just a one-time thing, or do you think that this is the beginning of a new way of handling situations in America?
You mean as far as the social distancing goes?
Yes, as far as social distancing, and again, it may be something different in the future, but do you think that there will be more government intervention when situations like this occur?
Not exactly. Not exactly because I really feel while certain things will be different sometime in the future, going off sometime down the line, I think as far as the social distance, it's pretty much not going to change. It's pretty much not going to change that much, just because technically there's one form of social distancing that does exist, but it's not called that. It's called a restraining order.
That's terrible. Yeah, that's a form of, that is definitely a form of social distancing. Get you in a little bit of trouble if you don't follow that protocol. Okay. So how long do you think this is going to continue on?
This whole COVID-19. Honestly, I think this is most likely going to carry on until this is most likely going to carry on until the next year. But me personally, like I said, I just wish this would go away as quickly as possible. It's bad enough this thing that stole my graduation from me.
Yeah, that's true. Certain situations. Again, like I said, for people like you and other folks, who have those special moments in life that you look forward to that, ended up missing out on those things. I feel bad because you don't get to recreate those things. You don't get to, make those opportunities up. So, that's what I'm hoping that, maybe that this thing can be resolved. But at the same time, there's rumors of an alleged vaccine. What do you think? If a vaccine comes out this year, would you take it?
Considering I don't have it, and I don't pretty much be around people anyway. I don't really think I'm gonna need it because I'm gonna be honest with you, Hon. I am not a people person. I am not a people person. I really not. Matter of fact, I hate people.
You hate people? Really?
Yes. Yeah. Because
you hate people.
Yeah. Because people are like. Because people are mean. Like I said, because people are mean. People are mean. People are irritating. People drive you crazy.
Wow. Frost. I mean, those are some bold statements, and I agree with you. No, I'm just giving you a hard time.
Yeah, but I do like you. But I do like you and the Den folks, though.
Oh, we appreciate that. I think we appreciate that, Mr. Frost. We like you too. Um, so but I do get it. I understand. So you feel like you don't interact, or you don't think that you're in a position where you would come across anybody who may be impacted or affected by it.
Exactly. I said.
Okay. Okay.
Exactly. Because, like I said, because people, like I said, pretty much, if you don't have it, and you don't, if you know you don't have it, and you don't exhibit the symptoms, then you really shouldn't be able to take it. Like I said, it should pretty much just be, for the people who either have or have had it, or have had. It should pretty much just be for the people who either have or have had it.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. 'Cause I think they said something about now, if you've had it, you have immunity for about 3 months. So it means if you've had it, you can probably get it again in 3 months. Crazy. Um, so do you trust the vaccine though? Especially, I think they said what Russia has one ready to go. I mean, how many cases of Rona did you even hear about coming out of Russia? And yet they have a vaccine now before anybody.
Well, like I said, pretty much. Well, as far as this vaccine goes, like I said, normally, the only time I trust, the only time I actually trust, the only shots I actually trust is the ones that you have to take if you're like if you're like leaving the state or leaving the country, because you can't really trust every vaccine, because that can have horrible side effects.
Hmm. I agree. It could be
Yeah.
it could be very, very bad. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, just everything going on in the world right now has me concerned, especially all of these outside players. The Russias and the Chinas, and how they've positioned themselves uh, with this quote unquote pandemic. Going on. It's all very interesting. Makes you wonder. Makes you really wonder.
I said yes, pretty much. Yes, it does make you. It does make you wonder. And yes, it does make you wonder. Like I said, pretty much. And this may ruffle a few feathers or anything, but like I said, but one thing I'm pretty sure. But one thing, but have you ever noticed that? Like I said, whenever there's something wrong in America, 9 times out of 10, eight times out of 10, it always comes from our neighbors from the east, the far east.
Mm. Why is that? What's going on over there? That
Probably
seems.
because that's it. Pretty much. Probably because they cook and eat everything.
Mm. Mm. I mean, is there anything wrong with that? Are we the ones that have it backwards? By domesticating, we want to be friends with all the animals and domesticate them. Maybe they taste better than they are pets, right? Huh? That's terrible. It's a terrible thing to even think. Oh, I can't even go there myself. I'm trying to push it. I can't do it. I couldn't eat Scotty. That'd be very bad. He probably has shitty meat anyway.
Yeah, we can't. Yeah, we can't eat our pets. Come on. We can't eat. Come on, we can't eat. We can't eat our pets. We can't eat our pets. But you can't do that to Scotty.
Um. So like I said, it's just it's a wild situation. So you don't have any concerns, but you feel like you're in a good position to kind of hold it down and not have to encounter it. So you're not as concerned as most people may be. Um. But what about that social distancing aspect? Do you think there will be long term ramifications for the youth that are going through this today?
Well, as far as the youth goes, like I said, pretty much as long as they kept pretty much as long as they kept healthy and safe, as long as they kept healthy and safe and around and a certain distance away from certain other kids, then they should pretty much be fine. And they should pretty much be fine for the time being. But if they're allowed to be close to each other and without a mask, no less, then we have big problems.
Okay. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just, I'm just not getting comfortable with this. I know something. You know, like I do this thing every time I leave out the house. It's keys, wallet, phone. That's what I always. It's like my little 3-point check. This is how I realize that I'm tired of the Rona and the mask, Mr. Frost. I had to add an additional point to the 3-point check. It's now become a 4-point check because I have gone out and about so many times and forgotten to bring a mask. And I have had to turn around, go back, or do some type of nonsense. I'm officially mad that I've had to change the system that I've used for years and has worked for me just fine. And I have to add a mask to that. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel normal. And I don't know how I feel and where we go from here. I'm just ready for it to be over with.
Well, well, let's go. Pretty much. Well, it sounds like this. It sounds like this, Mr. Hodge. You got to remember stuff like that. But like I said, when it comes to me, I was actually wearing mask. I was actually wearing masks before. I was actually wearing masks before this whole pandemic started. Pretty much for two reasons: one to protect my face of the winter, and two I pretty much wear them because I'm camera shy.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, I mean, hey, Mr. Frost, you're out there committing crimes and you just don't want to say it. You want to keep your face covered up while you robbing people. That's okay, I guess. Just say that. That's why you want to mask up and be like Future. I get it. It's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. No, I'm just fucking with you, babe.
Funny, real funny. Yeah. I think yeah. But still, like I said, I was wearing these masks even before. I was wearing these masks even before this started. And now, thanks to all this, I actually have a reason to keep wearing them.
Okay. So there's no real change in your lifestyle. So you good to go then.
I said yes, pretty much no real change. I said yes, pretty much no real change. But like I said, because it pretty much with all this, like I said, just like when it rains outside, this whole COVID thing, if it's one positive that it brings me, it pretty much gives me a reason to do the one thing that I always do: stay the fuck in the house.
I feel you, Mr. Frost. I'll be chilling myself, so I can't blame you. All right. Anything else you got on your mind there?
Just a couple more thoughts. Like I said, pretty much. As far as this whole COVID thing goes, like I said, pretty much. If people can, the whole thing is like I said, pretty much. Like I said before, I want this thing to end as quickly as possible, as much as anybody else. But the only way it could do is for people to actually do a few things. People actually do a few things. One is keep your distance. 2, wear your mask. And three, like I said before, stay the fuck in the house.
You follow? I be fucking up on all 3 of them things. I be tripping like people up on me anyway. I'm big on personal space anyway, so that part I'm cool with. But just fucking mask thing and that other shit, I be fucking up. I be forgetting. Cause I have it cause I put it on and I was like, people I saw somebody say put it in the car. I think Heidi said it. They're like, but I do that and then say I forget, right? So I go back and get one. I put it on and go do what I have to do in the store, and I just kind of like pull it down when I come out. So I'm like, okay, just in case I gotta do whatever else. And then I end up wearing it back in the house, and then I'm like, oh shit, I got this bitch on my face, and I either depending if it's a little throwaway or whatever, and getting rid of it. So I don't think about fucking taking them bitches. So that's why I always forget them all. So yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Honcho. Before I go, like I said, I have one more quick thing to say.
Okay.
for our old friend Mr. Ron, for our old friend Mr. Ronald Isley in the chat, who always pretty much seems to ask that there's a malfunction in the system whenever I call, and pretty much, and this one's pretty much for you, Mr. Isley. And like I said, yes. Sometimes there always seems to be a malfunction when I call. But if you want to repair that, I can refer you to the good repairman who actually I can say his full name, first name Deal, middle name With, and last name It. Thanks for the call, Mr. Honcho.
All right, Mr. Frost, I appreciate you calling in, sir.
All right, Olive.
All right, you have a good evening. I will never get to that button. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
This is Bad Bot 21, man. It's been a long time since I've called in, man. What's the motherfucking deal?
What's the motherfucking deal, Bad Bot? How you been, man?
Doing good, man. I just got out of TDC, man. Just calling in.
Word.
Yeah, man. Just did a one piece. Last time I called was that thing when we were Western Conference Finals with the Rockets, man. It's been a long time, but I've been supporting y'all since fucking we had to save the sauce, streams and all that, man. So mad love, man.
Man, I appreciate, man. Well, glad to hear you out. I had a little small short vacation myself during that time earlier this year, so I feel you, man.
I heard that. I heard that, man. I hope you're all right, man.
Yeah, it's all good. Just a little, a little time to get your mind.
I know how it is. I know how it is. You know what I'm saying? We had to avoid the Tongos and all that, but that's another story for another day.
Man.
But yeah, man. So what's the question again? Is it social distancing?
Yeah, we're talking about social distancing and just kind of, how it's impacting people. What's the long-term impact going to be? Kind of how people are reacting to it now.
So I like the social distancing to a degree, but I think honestly, man, I know how this channel is, man. I think there's some stuff going on behind the scenes, man. I think the corona is not as bad as it actually they're saying it is, and I think that it's being overblown. And I don't know, man. I really do feel like there is a conspiracy, man, to see I think I can't remember who was calling earlier, but they're testing the waters, man, to see how we react to this, to see the general population's reaction, man. And I really don't like that, because I was actually locked up, man, when the whole COVID thing was going on, the stay-at-home orders. I didn't even know that shit was going on. It was really fucked up, man. But I think the social distancing is kind of good. But for example, I work at a job right now, and we have to constantly keep telling people to social distance. I think it's just a big pain in the fucking ass. Yeah. That's really what I think it is, and I really don't like the impact that it's having. I think people are really annoying about it. There's conflicting reports that the virus isn't as contagious, because when the coronavirus first came out, they were saying, oh, it's super contagious, this and that. But now that everything's kind of starting to ease down a little bit, now it's not that contagious. You know what I mean? That's my whole thing, and it just, I think it makes life so much more difficult. I don't like it. I really don't. As far as long-term impact, I don't know, man. I guess we just kind of have to wait and see. Hopefully, I hope this kind of just blows over, man. But I feel like, honestly, my prediction is we're going to go from one problem to the next. And the next problem is going to be the election. We're going to go from this coronavirus shit, and then we're going to forget all about this coronavirus social distancing shit. It could be about the election and whatever the next issue is. I'm just going to be honest. I think that we're going to completely forget about this coronavirus shit. It's going to phase out real quick, and then we're going to go to the next issue. That's just my honest thing, because I was saying, I've always say this every time. I'll say this every time. Every election year, 2020, 2016, shit in the news and shit in the country always ramps up. Does anybody notice in election year? Just pay attention to the news. Everything changes. The narrative. You start hearing all this crazy shit: bombing, terrorists, viruses. It's just the nature of the beast, man. I don't know where it's all heading, but I don't know, man. It's just, I don't like. What do you think is going to impact the long term future? Honcho?
I look at it the long term. Like I say, really looking at like the youth right now, because they're growing up into this, and they're still, the whole world is new to them. I'm looking at kind of the younger kids, who are going to school, with these masks on, and separated. I think that as they grow older and we start to phase out, they're going to be more susceptible to shit like this. So anytime somebody's, hey, put a mask on, do this, do that, they're not going to resist because it's already kind of ingrained in them. So, when these things continue to happen, they're going to be more likely to, like I say, just kind of fall in line, obey. They're going to be more likely to probably be dependent on government and those kind of things, which is not good. I think it's creating a situation where, with the education system kind of being skewed and kids not necessarily going to school, some schools having questionable activities going on. I wonder how the education is going to be. I think it's going to impact their overall intelligence. Or just I won't say intelligence, but their education, because I think intelligence is kind of a different thing. But
I agree.
And so,
but I know what you mean. It affects their education.
Yeah, it's going to affect their education, and so it's just like I think you're going to see the impact kind of as it goes, but it just like Mr. Gracie said, they're letting all these kids into college who really don't deserve to be there or hadn't really earned and so again, when you're just pushing people through, the standards are gonna lower, and I think again, like when the standards lower, you got to accommodate people. I think you're just gonna get a lot of lower quality education in the long run.
Mine. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean. So my thing is, I mean, honestly, I feel so fucking bad for the graduating class of this particular year, man. They got so fucked. Yeah. Summer blockbusters. I mean, the thing about it like this, man, we haven't been to the movies all summer.
Man.
When was the last time somebody went to the movies, man? Summer blockbusters, movies getting pushed back. I mean, shit just all thrown off, man. Yeah. So you're fucked up.
Yeah. I've been waiting for Candyman for a few months now.
Yeah, man. Man, I know it's crazy, man. I don't like this, man. I really don't. I think this is some real conspiracy theory shit, man. Like, I really don't like it. I think this is overblown. I don't know what the end game is, though, but there's something going on behind the scenes, man. That's all I can really say, man. As far as long-term effects, I hope nobody gets used to this shit, because this shit ain't normal, man. I haven't been alive very long. I've only been alive for 23 years, man. Yeah. But I can tell you right this, I've never seen no shit like this in my whole 23 years of life, man. I've never seen this shit. Yeah. This is, and I've talked to older cats too. They're like, they ain't never seen nothing like this, man. Yeah. Like, this is new to everybody, and it's just, I think it's all blowing up. And you know what's crazy? I'll keep it real with you, man. I'm not gonna say where it is, but because I just get out the penitentiary. I'm staying at a shelter, but I'm doing good for myself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm getting a job. I'm getting on my feet, and fucking everybody at the shelter caught the coronavirus. No shit. And except for me and a couple other people, because I'm never there.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. All of them are okay. Every single one of them were okay. And the only thing that they had to report was, I just had like I couldn't taste something for a couple of days. My lungs kind of hurt for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's just like, what's really going on, man? Like, it's just throwing me off, man. I just don't like it, man. But as far as long-term effects, man, I really hope everybody doesn't get used to this, that people don't get used to this unemployment shit, that, hopefully we get all another stimulus check. I think that would be honestly good for everybody, but not this unemployment stuff, and everybody being a lazy asses. And I just think the culture's changing, because, even though I have to, like, correct some people sometimes, because it's my job, not that I want to, but because I have to tell people to put their mask on or do certain things, because I work at a restaurant, so we have to sanitize every time somebody leaves our table, so I have to be on my, on my shit. Yeah. But even I get annoyed, because sometimes I forgot to. I walked through the convenience store the other day in my neighborhood, and this lady, got real snippy with me, telling me to put my goddamn mask on, and she got real sassy with me. And I almost snapped at her. I was like, "Bitch, like, who the fuck are you talking to like that?" Like, but I was like, calmer heads prevailed. I was like, I ain't trying to go back to the pen now. Like, fuck that shit. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Let me just put my mask on and shut the fuck up. So. But I will say, man, it's a big inconvenience. I'm just gonna be real with you. Like, I'm not a bitch, but like, goddamn, it gets hot in that mask sometimes. You want to take that bitch off, especially when you're working, because working at the restaurant, I gotta have that fucking mask on all day, regardless, or I'm gonna get in trouble. Yeah. That shit's a bitch. I'm not gonna lie. That shit really sucks. And when we go to the back and there's nobody seeing us, we all take our masks off. I'm just gonna keep it real with you, man. I guarantee all of them are. Every single one of them, like, when nobody's around and we have the opportunity to, we take our masks off, because that shit is hell, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the summer heat, it's fucking it's atrocious, man. But I really hope that this shit don't last too much longer, man. I want shit to go back to normal. Go fucking Rockets, go Texans, man. That's all I can say, Honcho. Thanks for taking my call, man.
All right, bad by man. Hey, I'm glad you're out, and working on getting everything back in order, man. And you stay out, you stay free, and you stay safe, man.
Yeah, the same to you, Honcho, man. Stay out of fucking trouble, man.
Yes.
The Long List Sauce Nation, man. Even though this is a small community, man, it is a really legit community with real opinions, and you can't really ask for much more, man. That's why I still fuck with this shit all these years later, man. It's real, man.
I
So
appreciate that,
you, bro.
All right, man. I appreciate you.
Absolutely,
Have a good
Honcho.
All right.
You too. Bye.
All right, bye. Man, I'm putting you on hold for just a second, caller. It's calls like that last call, that make doing the den worthwhile. Like, y'all don't understand, you know what I'm saying? And then maybe y'all did or didn't catch it or whatever, but like, calls like that, just the little things, man. Shout out to Bad Bot. I appreciate that. Really made my evening. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Ashley.
Ashley.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Ashley. How are you, Miss Ashley?
Oh, okay, good. I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm excellent, Ashley. I'm excellent. Life is good. So what's on your mind about social distancing this evening, Miss Ashley?
Well, I don't like it, but I understand why they're doing it.
Why are they doing it?
Well, to protect people.
Who are they protecting?
Sickly people.
Okay. So how much longer are we going to deal with this, Miss Ashley? How much longer is it acceptable to deal with this? Should we be ready for this to be a part of our everyday life permanently?
I would say for about another year. Yeah.
It's tough. It's real tough. So, do you have any issues wearing a mask, Miss Ashley?
No.
No.
Mm-hmm.
You have a custom mask?
I do.
What is it? What's
I
on
have
it?
a few of them.
Oh, to match your favorite outfits?
No, they're just plain colors, but they're different styles. No, nothing like that. It's either black or white.
No, you got me with the goddamn dinosaur head. I don't know. Every time I get to the fucking mask or whatever, I can't help. I can't even be serious. God damn it. I'm sitting down for this. Appreciate the love. I don't even know. Flash Cuccioli. All right.
Oh my gosh.
What's wrong? I'm telling y'all in life, but I am the cheesiest, corniest person that you ever meet. Like little shit like that, it makes me fucking chuckle. But okay, so you have a bunch of custom masks that match your lingerie. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Oh.
No.
What were you saying?
No. They're just regular masks that are different styles.
Oh, okay. So, what is the most inconvenient thing, in your opinion, about what's been going on the last few months in America?
The most inconvenient thing is like some shops being closed, but now they're open, so yeah, I mean that's pretty much it.
Okay. So, closings of your favorite shopping locations?
Yeah, like shopping locations, barber shops for a while, nail shops. Oh my gosh, and
Barbershops. How is the barbershop an inconvenience for you?
Evening.
Hmm.
They take my kid to the barber.
Oh, so I'm growing afro.
Ew. I mean, like, it's not you, but, he doesn't have the style for it.
Terrible. You got to give him the style. You got to give him the juice. You gotta.
No, it's like, I don't know how it hurts, but just its hair grows too uneven for that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, do you think the children are being impacted negatively by social distancing?
Yes, I do.
In what way?
Just like not being able to socialize until like school.
Like, but do you think that them being able to have, their Zoom classroom things, is that not a suitable replacement?
You said what?
I mean, is the Zoom classroom, being able to interact with other students in their classroom, is that not a suitable replacement?
No, I don't think so. For in-school learning, no.
So, like, you say you have a child.
A kid. Yeah.
Okay. So, what is the age range?
Under 10.
Under 10. Okay. And so, yeah, that's a very developmental age. I don't know. What are you doing to are you doing something to try to supplement that, or actually, first let me ask this: do you have an option, or when do the kids go back in your area? Let's start with that. Let's just work our way into this.
They're already back.
They're already back. Okay. So, the kids, are they attending school in person or online?
Well, they do. Some kids did like partial. They go to school and then they, go back home. But I didn't want to deal with that, so I should just stay home.
That's what I'm saying. Like the partial thing almost seems like pointless, right? Like,
Well, with exposure, I would think.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I mean, so there's only partial and online. There's no full school day option offered, or like
There
full.
could,
Hmm.
there could be. I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay. Like I said, that's weird. I mean, if you're just going to party, you might as well just not even do it. I don't know. That just sounds kind of weird. So, what were your reasons for saying, nah, we're just gonna just stay home?
Because I don't want the exposure to myself.
So you're looking out more for yourself. Do you think kids are okay when it comes to this thing?
Well, at first I thought they were, but now it seems like studies are showing they're getting infected just as much. But they may not have a severe effect, but they're getting affected just as much, or infections, or whatever the heck you call it. It's the sense of that there.
Why do you think there was so much misinformation around this whole situation?
Around what?
Around the pandemic.
How so? Or how do you feel there's misinformation?
Well, I mean, you've heard people say, some groups say, hey, this works, and then say it doesn't work, and then you've heard, this medicine does work, or this medicine doesn't work, or this place has results. Don't listen to these doctors. Listen to these doctors. Like, why are there so many quote unquote experts in various fields that have all these differing opinions that when it comes to this one thing?
Well, it just may be their studying group. It's not like it's too controlled. It's just people coming in that are infected. It's not like they're picking a group of people. Like, 10, 45-year-olds, it's just like anybody who's getting infected. So it's like, and they don't know how it's affecting people. So maybe they gave them the medication and they got better. Mm-hmm. However, when they did it, or they kept doing it, maybe they got sick. I don't know.
Well, but with all these like fake numbers and things, like what if they're giving medicine and stuff to? What if they're testing like or coming out with big people who are basically healthy? So what if this stuff doesn't even work? Because you get all these people talking about these skewed up numbers and there was a mistake here, there was a clerical error. 97% went to 9%, and all these crazy things. Like, so what if they're like testing these people who've really just been healthy the whole time? Like, what if the cure is all crazy?
What do you mean?
Like so like say these studies, right? And they're trying to come up with all this information, but like, what if the people that they're studying are actually healthy? With these faulty tests.
Oh, like maybe they don't have COVID.
Yeah, maybe they really just never had it, so they think that maybe they've done something that has been beneficial, but in reality, they just never had it.
Right, I mean, that could be true, too, just like with all these, like these stories that are coming out with people dying, and they're saying, like, oh, such and such was a 24-year-old, or whatever with, no known problems, however... they hadn't been to the doctor and they don't have any known problems, and they may have like a heart murmur, or something like that, or like a respiratory problem, or it could be anything.
This is true. And that's part of, like I say, that's the thing too, and that's why I say the media has I've been angry at the media lately. They're, to me, the biggest problem when it comes to any of this shit because of the way they word things, the way they deliberately mislead people, just so they can have more news. And again, it causes panic. It causes, again, just all this unrest, just so they can keep getting attention. So that's my big issue. Okay. Then I had another question and I lost my train of thought. What are you doing to actively protect yourself from? Are you going any above and beyond the mask thing, or are you just kind of dealing with it like that?
Well, of course. Like at first, I wore gloves, but now I don't. I just use sanitizers, and it's pretty much it. Okay. Like when I'm out.
Okay. I'm really trying to, I'm really mad because I had a question and I was leading up to something.
Do you wear a mask when you go outside?
Only if I'm going into a facility. Actually, that was I had a fucking story to tell. This ain't the story, but like today, actually, what was really cool? Because I take Scotty walking in the mornings, right? Some days I'll walk him a little bit more than others. Today, I was feeling kind of good, so I said, we went up and went for a little jog, and usually he tries to turn back around and like go home halfway, not even halfway, like 1/8 of the way into the fucking walk. He wants to turn around, so I have to kind of force him a little bit. But once we get going, he's pretty good. But we were coming around the corner, and it's like an old lady comes out of her house, and she's like 2 cats following her. It was real weird, but we just had like a simple conversation. And I didn't think about it until afterwards. It's like, she ain't have a mask on. I didn't have a mask on. It was no big outrageous thing. She seemed pleasantly engaged in the conversation. I enjoyed it. It was just, simple stuff. I was talking about her plants and stuff and just, things that were going on. We talked about the rain and some weird shit. And like, it wasn't a big deal, but like now, that was a bad thing that I did. You know what I mean? Even though it wasn't necessarily right up on her or anything like that. Like, according to everything that's going on, I did a bad thing today. You know what I mean? But I didn't think about it. Huh?
The person that thumbs down the den is a jackass. Heidi, happy birthday party, popper, balloon, birthday cake, tiger face, Honcho, the main Sancho shirts on sale now, eyes smiling face.
At the same time and hope that lady comes out. And I got to check for the rest of my life now. Because if anything ever happens, I'm going to feel guilty. It's going to be my fault. You know, so I gotta go feed them cats and shit now. That's on me. I've taken that responsibility. But nah, but all bullshit aside, but like that's what people are just like. People are panicking and going crazy, want to fight people in public places, like for not having a mask on. But the only time I have one is if I go into somewhere or if I like come out of somewhere and I've taken it off, or like I slide it like just kind of under my chin so I don't forget it again, and then I forget that I've had it on. The next time I'll be wearing it for a couple of hours under my chin. So that's like pretty much how it goes.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, Miss Ashley, do you have any further thoughts, feelings, views, or opinions on social distancing or how it will impact people in the future?
The phone's like breaking up.
Okay. I was asking if you had any further opinions, views, and some other synonyms. I forgot them already. On social distancing and how it's impacting us now or could impact us in the future.
I think it's just tough, especially for the social aspect.
Mm-hmm.
It's really important to like be around people,
Mm-hmm.
so that people realize that they're not,
I appreciate the love, Mr. Sarah. So, yeah, and I agree. And you know what I really, really feel bad for? Because, like, these double standards with a lot of these funerals and things that are going on, like, people who are dying, who actually are dying, and of course, everything's corona related somehow, but that aren't able to have those funerals, the people who aren't able to attend those funerals. Like, I get whatever politician, and I guess George Floyd is more important than the rest of us and stuff like that. But how do you? Huh? He's more important than the rest of us.
Why?
Because
he has to do with social distancing.
Because he got to fucking get a funeral, and like everybody got to get like 4 of them motherfuckers. Like people are dying and don't even get to have a fucking funeral. People don't even get to go see them in their fucking last moments. Like, huh?
I said, what's his name had a funeral?
Who? Lewis?
His name just slipped my mind.
John Lewis?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, if you're political fodder, then yeah, you get to have a funeral. We can use you to further our cause. Like what the DNC oh, son of a bitch. The DNC started today, didn't it? And I saw that I wasn't watching it, but I saw apparently that they opened it up with George Floyd's family, saying like, what the fuck? When was the George Floyd thing a Democratic or Republican thing? Like when did that become that? You know what I'm saying? And now all of a sudden that's what it is. Like y'all went and put the cop. Like y'all are acting like the cops are a bad thing, but y'all went and got Kamala the cop. That's your fucking vice. So that's what I'm saying. I don't understand. I'm going off another tangent. This is going to be another topic, so I'm going to try to refrain from that. But the funerals, yeah, but they got to all have these funerals. They got to have mass people in attendance. Why do they get special treatment? What makes them any better than family members of you, I, or anybody else in the den?
You should write to your political leaders in your state.
I have no political leaders. I lead myself in politics.
Say why is this crack? No, okay, let me stop. Let me stop. But yeah, you should. Yeah.
But all I'm saying is, it's crazy. It's unfortunate. It's disgusting.
Right.
All right. Well, anything else that's on your mind there, Miss Ashley?
Yeah, so I originally called in because of the first caller.
Okay. And what was on your mind about the first caller?
Like, what the heck? Like, what is... Like, he took my statement the wrong way. And I say that during every call that I think it's awful. And it's not just because he has speech impediment.
So you had to call in to clear your name and defend your honor?
Yeah, I could chat you up for 18 minutes. Just to say, I was not making fun of you. Because of that, I just think you're dull. But I'm dull too.
If you can count on Ashley for one thing, it is to always be honest and we love you for it.
Anyways, that was my call.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate it, Miss Ashley, and thank you for calling in this evening.
All right. Thanks for taking my call. Good talking to you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I'll be expecting you in the Discord sometime soon. You haven't been very active, and I'm ashamed of you.
I know. Terrible. All right. Talk to you later.
All right, ma'am. Have a good
Bye.
evening. Bye. All right. Oh, hold on. Hurry up. God damn it. There we go. All right, cool. And I mean, this is probably part of the problem too. So there's that. All right, there we go. So yeah, right. Some things happened over the weekend. There's a couple of things to talk about. If you are not in the Discord actively, and if you have your everyone notifications off, I understand it, but they should be fixed to where only the mods can use them now. So I know a lot early on everybody was using. So I know a bunch of people cut them off. You may want to have those on just to get certain notifications, because sometimes the den notifications come in on there if you don't get them on YouTube. And when we jump in the voice chat as a group, those are on there. So you may want to have that if you have the app on your phone. But I don't know if Miss Rashida's in here this evening. But, Friday we did a karaoke. Somewhat. In the Discord. And a few folks were there. And Miss Rashida rapped a fine little jingle, right? And when I say that she was spot on, I was like, wow. Me discriminating? Yeah, I do discriminate. I openly discriminate. It's okay. I love everybody. I'm just a little biased. But Miss Rashida, I just had to give her props on that. I also performed some karaoke myself. And the beautiful thing about the Discord is if you missed it, you missed it. Because some things just need to be missed. So yeah, I performed a couple of renditions myself. So we're going to shoot for it again this Friday after the den. We usually meet in there like immediately after the den. So like if you're dilly-dallying, like once the stream is over with, even if you don't get a notification, usually people are in there like people are usually in there like during the den. Some people don't even come in the den, they just go in the Discord and talk crazy. So again, we'll try that again this Friday, or maybe some other random time when no one is expecting it. Got a couple of other plans to liven up the Discord also, but I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty fun because I did do a live on camera performance, and it's funny that only one person saw the first performance. So yeah, it fortunately, and then the second one is out there somewhere. But my thing is just, again, this is a community, and I want to make sure, we keep this thing lively and enjoyable. There's a lot of different things and ideas that I definitely want to implement going forward. Some things don't ever get stale. And that's, like I said earlier, the goal is to drop a recorded video tomorrow. There's a couple of different stories I want to talk about. A couple of things I probably need to catch up on. Like, I always get this thing like, it's been a couple of days since that happened. I don't want to talk about. Like, fuck that. I'm gonna talk about some shit. It's just a bunch of stories that need to be discussed. So I'm gonna cover a few topics tomorrow and get that done. Let's see. Uh, yeah, Rashida might be dropping a mixtape right now. You know what I'm saying? I'll move it to the side. She might be ready to drop some hot fire. This is my top 5 MCs of all time. Rashida. I don't know what that is. What is it? Oh, I know what it is. So yeah, you know what I mean. It's just like it's a it's a weird situation. Yeah. So here's the thing. Probably like I said, drag it up a few minutes early and get ready to slide. And get in the Discord. I will hang out for a little bit tonight, but I probably won't be in there super late or super long. No comment. But you know, like I say, it's just it's it's like I say, it's just a good time, man. I just appreciate y'all, man. Like I said, it's enjoyable. The good conversations, the advice, the laughter, um, you know, the experiences that we have in here. Second to none. I really do appreciate each and every one of you who come through here, and you know, you add your thing to the den. A couple of things though, as I ramble here for a minute. Something I know that I have to do that I don't want to do, and I've mentioned it before. But I guess it don't matter. On the streams, it don't matter because streams don't get promoted like that. But I gotta think of a new saying for the recorded dens instead of what's the motherfucking deal. Because when you start out like the very beginning of your videos with profanity, or too much profanity, period. YouTube doesn't look too favorably upon that. So I do want the work to get appreciated. So I gotta, when I start dropping recorded videos, don't be surprised if, you know, I'm polite and don't use profanity. Thank you, Miss Grace. I appreciate y'all, man. Like I say, y'all definitely are an integral part of my life. I mean, I appreciate all of y'all. Like, again, if you'd asked me a few years ago anything like this, I don't know, like, what the hell are you talking about, man? That's crazy. I'll never do such a thing. Oh, I guess I gotta pull up the Discord to get the link. Here, let me cut this off. Get this out the way. Boop. Got a bunch of things. And again, even if you just want to ear hustle in the Discord, that's allowed. You know, people gonna call you out for it, but it ain't stopped Sweetberry yet, right? You know, so that's my thing. I love the profanes and the profanity. You know, like I think a little curse word here and there doesn't hurt. It's kind of like seasoning. You know what I'm saying? It just adds a little flavor to the conversation. You don't want to overdo it. You know, you end up with high blood pressure. Where is the link to the den? Here it is. And yeah, we'll do this thing right here. Oh, I know what's going on there. That's funny. Yeah. There's a lot of things that go on in the Discord that have never or rarely taken place in the den. Certain people are more apt to speak in the Discord that may not call in. So that is always very interesting. And What is it? Man up and drop some cookies. um, Matter of fact, look, see, that's what I'm saying. Y'all don't get that. That's the why I like to say that the community in the den is so cool, because everybody, like I say, can contribute. Like Man Up just now just dropped some pictures of some cookies that he's made in there. Yeah, oh man, the stuff that would be said, the things that get said in the Discord definitely would get you banned from YouTube. That's why I love it. They'll say you black on Sunday side. That was me. Nah, it wasn't me. No wrong. No, that wasn't me, player. You already banned from your locals Arby's. They got the meats. You know, like I said, it's just it's cool, and again, I appreciate and enjoy y'all. But with all these social distancing things in place, is it bad? Maybe so. But I don't necessarily think the den is the cure for social distancing, but I think we do social distancing the right way here, you know. Like, even though we may not be near one, most people don't even know each other, but the interactions and the relationships and friendships and just associations that have been built, the networks from just conversation being had, like I said, I think that's a beautiful thing. Because for some reason, unlike a lot of other places that I think you find online, I think there's like genuine empathy and concern for most of us, because I think we've been kind of in here for a while and we understand each other, even if we may not agree or always like each other's opinions. So I think that's a thing, which is, I think, the purpose of community, to build that. So I think that's real cool, man. I just thank y'all for being a part of that. You know. Yeah, absolutely, brother. That's what I'm saying. That's what, like, to me, it's not a channel. It's like, we come in here to kick it. You know what I mean? Like, that's that's how I look at it. I don't look at it like, oh, well, we're gonna come in here and we're gonna pay attention. Like, I just come here to kick it. Like, I feel like, you know, just hanging out with friends, and that's what's awesome. That's like how it should be. Like, when it's not enjoyable, it's a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? So, well, oh no, I don't want to snort any crack. Yeah, where is Maria? Maria, where you at? You out there? You're supposed to confirm yourself, and you ain't never do it. I wonder why. So, here's the deal, right? All you wonderful people, all you amazing people, all you great people, right? I want you to make sure right there. It's just weird because it's like mirrored, so I don't know if it feels real weird pointing like the opposite way. Ed Honcho HTX. Ed Honcho HTX. Twitter, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, down here, and like down there. I wonder if I can do that. Down there in the description below, all the links you need for the channel. Scotty's a terrible person. All right, Mr. OG, Triple OG, Cool Keith. You can stay safe. Hope you have a safe flight. Yeah, Maria was terrible. We don't smoke crack in here. Scotty's a bad dog. Let's see. Unique pimping styles. But here's the deal. I'm gonna cha-cha slide. Y'all hit that Discord. If you ain't in the Discord, get in the Discord. 17, you're a smart guy. But with that being said, I rock with y'all. I fuck with y'all. Y'all ain't got to go home. I'm definitely inviting y'all to the Discord. Let's get in there and talk a little shit tonight before Big M takes everything over and bullies everybody. I'm gonna call fucking ice on him. I'm juggling up a deuce. I fucks with y'all, man. Then folk, y'all are the greatest. Y'all are the best. And I really thank y'all for being here. I thank y'all for being a part of this community. We're going to start turning it up. So if y'all start seeing some new videos, new faces, new things, welcoming them into the community the Den Folk way. Again, if you're in the Discord and you got a new name that's used different there, announce yourself. Because I'll be seeing some names there. I don't know who the hell they are. And I guess I'll be missing y'all, whatever it may be. But I fucks with y'all too. If y'all fucking with the Den, I fuck with you. Good night. Discord. Now. I'm already in there. Be there. Don't meet me there. Beat me there. If you don't beat me there, you lose. Y'all ain't beat me there, so. That's a terrible thing. The last time there was a hell H anything, especially with 6 letters, didn't turn out so good for the history books. I'm out of here.